Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Joanna here, Leader by Faith. Just wanted to make a really short, fast video. Excuse me. Me and my friend were talking about life situations, and one of the biggest things of life situation is friendship. And if we remember these three things before we befriend people, then we can pick the right people as friends, right? It's always my hair, right? I tell you. So, you're better than the devil. The reason why I say that is because the devil had an opportunity, you guys, and it's like repetitive, but you never know who's not watching all my videos and might just link to this one, right? You're better than the devil because the devil had an opportunity to sit next to Jesus and God, like sit next to God, like be God's right-hand man. He was God's right-hand man. He was like the perfectest angel in heaven, right, in God's eyes. Why would you give that up to try to be a God? It's not going to happen, right? Now, we have God's protection and God's love, unconditional love and stuff like that, right? But it's through our faith of accepting that, right? Where he was right there. He had proof right there. That's what we like to see right now in the human way. We like to say proof, like, show me better than you can. I can show you better than I can tell you. Action speaks louder than words, right? God was right there in actions with him. And he still thought that he could overdo God, right? And have the humans that God created, the population that God created, bow down to him. Now, you're unconditionally loved. God said, I, in fact, am not going to allow just Satan's mistake, to withdraw this love, because the way things were going, it's like it was hard for anybody to believe that God loved anybody, because at the end of the day, it's just like, dad, when we do this wrong, we get crucified. We do this damn wrong, this thing, we go down this way, right? But he loved you so much, and he unconditionally loves you, that he gave up his only son, which is Jesus. Now, Jesus gives you protection, and that is grace, because Jesus is grace. Grace isn't about how much money you pay on your tithes, how big of a house you have, what car you drive, how many friends you have, how you get your A's and B's, like none of that stuff, right? Grace is a free gift. A free gift means that you don't have to work for it. All you simply have to do is believe for it. And if you believe in it wholeheartedly, then you got it. The unmerited free gift, right? That's what grace protection is. You have the protection of grace. Unconditionally loved, protected by grace. Better than the devil, you're unconditionally loved and you're protected by grace. Those three things are given to you. The first two things are given to you by the grace of Jesus, right? But those three things are given to you freely from God. Now, if you stand by those three things, then you'll pick better friends to be around you. I was listening to a podcast, right? And it's crazy how God talks to you. Because today I called one of my male friends to speak about one of my other male friends' situations. I'm like, I don't know exactly how else to put it to this male friend, with his, living situation. But how about you, you have some type of wisdom and courage and, you good, so give me something, However, everything that my older male friend was speaking to me, about is something that I already basically spoke to my other friend. So it was difficult to translate anything. But before we got off the phone, my older male friend said basically, we should make a video, even though it's not we making a video, right? But I didn't say anything. He said, we should be making a video. Our next video should be about real life situations and how to deal with them, basically, right? Now, I'm going to make a video in regards to a real life situation, but I want to make a real life situation of friendship first, because that is a real life situation, but not as complex as an actual situation of life, like fathers and mothers, family members, problems. work problems, stuff like that, right? So after we hung up, the day went on, and I was like, let me start listening to my podcast. So I started listening to my podcast, and the thing that came up was this person, I don't know what their name is, right? But they were visiting Transformation Church, and he talked in regards to friendship. And he says that there are followers, and then there's friendship. Now you have to understand, right? A family relationship is totally different. You don't have a choice of who your aunt, your uncles, your cousins, you don't have a choice on who your family is. That's whole God making. You have to trust that, right? Now your friendships, that is a free grace gift because you have an option. You have an option to pick that friend or to let them go. So when we say, tell me who your friends are and I tell you who you are, that is a real statement. We can say, oh yeah, I have a lot of friends that are this and that, but I'm not like that. Hang with them friends long enough and more often, you will become that. Now, you guys know my MO. Can't tell you anything if it's not in the Bible, right? So, in the Bible, it has a lot of things about two, more than one, and love and friendship, familyship and friendship and, courage and wisdom and stuff like that, right? So, I want to say a couple things, right? These are my notes that I wrote down, right? Friends become family, first of all, right? So, if you have an option to build a new family through your friends, because remember, our options of who are mom, aunts, uncles, dads and stuff, grandparents and stuff, we don't have an option with that. Like even when you become adopted, you don't have an option. It's just like it's not an option. It's just like boom, there you go, deal with it type of thing, right? But it's not deal with it. It's like believe in God and trust in God, right? So if we think about this, right, this is a comment that he made, right? And it kind of stuck with me, right? So God made the world for it to be a family type of thing. Family is love, right? Family unites people. Family come together at a table with food and laughter and stuff, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, is loving one another in this world, right? We know this, right? And we also know that we're here for us to serve one another. So we need to find friends that are willing to serve each other, right? And you can't have a friend that group of friends, right? That you're the strongest one, because when it's your time to fall, who gonna pick you up? Who's going to carry you? Who's going to lead you in the right path? That's where a lot of suicidal thoughts come from. That's where a lot of suicidal situations actually happen, because people feel alone. They have so many friends, but they have so many friends because they are the reason that those other friends are satisfied and content and stuff, right? Now you have associates, friends, and then followers, right? You need your followers, from my understanding. Your followers are actually the ones that are going to push you into your destination because they're encouraging you. It's just like they're following you up until they find somebody else to do what you do better, right? Associates, right? Or people that you associate with up until a certain time. And a lot of people mistake those relationships to friendship relationships. And friendships is someone that is long-term. Check this out. In the internet, right? If you Google what is a good friendship, what's a good friendship, right? It tells you the 70 central qualities of a good friend, right? Is this. Honest. No matter what, they're going to be honest with you. No matter if it hurts your feelings or not, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Accepting. That means no matter what you're going to go through, what you're going to do, man, I don't care if you go bald, if you decide to wear your hair long, if you go bald, then decide to start wearing wigs, like what's the point? It don't matter. I'm going to accept you for who you are with all of your flaws, right? Low maintenance. Low maintenance is just like 70 central keys is pretty low to me, right? Low maintenance is just like, why is it that I need a bunch of, supplications? Is that the right word I want to use? I'm not sure. ultimatums on why we need to be friends. You know, it's just like, all right, well, you do this, I'll do that. Well, if you laugh this way, I'll laugh that way. If you scratch my back this way, I'll scratch your back that way. That's too high maintenance. I'm sorry. You know, it's just like non-judgmental, which basically goes back to, you know, accepting. Because if you accept someone, that's like, I don't care. What am I judging you for? Like, I'm going to judge you, right? But I'm not going to judge you to discourage you. Because I said this in another video before, right? We are all judgers, even though we don't have the right to judge. But it's like a human flesh thing to judge, right? But we have to judge. Because this is like, you have to make sure that you're judging the right friends that you're bringing around your children that you're raising up for the next generation. You have to make sure you're judging the right person that you're going to leave at your house with all of the things, you know, unlocked and out, you know, to the open. But are you going to judge it to where you're going to discourage that person to where you're going to lead them to suicide, or you're going to lead them to bitterness or heartbreak or stuff like that? You know, it's just this non-judgmental is just like making sure that you're judging to prosper each other, not judging. You know, it's just like if I'm telling you when you're wrong and you're right, I'm basically judging you, right? But if I'm telling you only when you're wrong and never when you're right, then that's not a good judgment. Because it's just like, well, do you ever see any of my good? Loyal. That should have been number one, right? But if you think about it, if you're not judging me, if you're acceptant of me, and if you're honest with me, right, then you're going to end up being loyal to me. And loyalty is is like a guaranteed thing of a real friendship. Because loyalty, it does not mean I'll be loyal to you as long as you're loyal to me. It does not mean I'm gonna be loyal to you as long as you scratch my back the way I need you to. It means that I'm going to be loyal to you no matter what. Respectful, which falls under loyalty. If I am loyal to you, that means I'm going to respect you enough to be honest with you on good and bad terms. I'm going to respect you enough to let you know when your stuff stinks and when you're smelling great. Trustworthy. If I'm loyal to you, I have to be trustworthy, because that is what basically loyalty is, right? Now, that was just like the first thing, right, that you find online. Now, if we look at, give me 1 second, let me find it. If we look at, you know, the basic of needs of what people nowadays, right, say a friendship is, oh, you know, when I call, they better be there. No, because, I mean, does that mean that if I'm stuck in traffic and I can't be there, that I'm a bad friend? How do you want me to get to you, right? It says friendship is a relationship of mutual affection between people. Friendship is a stronger form of interpersonal bond than an association. Friendship has been studied in academic fields such as communication, sociology, social physiology, and orthopology. I don't know how to say that word. I don't know, right? But a form of a friendship is making sure that you communicate properly, right? Now, everything that I just said goes back to the Bible, right? One, God communicates with us. He communicates with us through the word. Through the word, right? Which is in our Bible. That is a study Bible, amplified Bible with the King's verse. It doesn't matter, right? The Bible. That's how he communicates with us, right? Through other people. Through TV shows, which is through other people, right? And he's honest with us because he's never left us nor forsake us. He's loyal to us because he's never left us nor forsaken us. He is non-judgmental because he gives us unconditional love. He's acceptance because he says, I'm going to love you regardless, and I'm going to accept you regardless. Through the high, through the lows, I am always here, and I will never leave your side. And it's so hard for us to understand this main thing. He calls us friend. And it's so phenomenal how a lot of us are looking for this friendship in other humans, flesh that is evil, when he is right here with you and me. So So this person that made the podcast made a point, right? Why was Adam on earth a very long time before Eve came? And then God said, no man should be alone. He made Eve. But before God made Eve, Satan never tempted Adam. He never went to Adam and said, so did God really say not to eat from this? Now, why do you think God said not to eat from this? No, he left them alone because there was no foundation. There was no familyship. There was nothing there really in Satan's eye to fight for, right? Adam and Eve was united as one, and here comes Satan into Eve's ear, right? Did he really tell you not to do this? Well, why do you think he said that? Now, aren't you your own person? You know, it's just like manipulating her mind. Now, the reason why he did that is because they became as one. They became family. They became love. And everything good, Satan comes to steal, destroy, and take, and lie, and interrupt, right? And manipulate for the worse. So, he came to attack the family creation. That's what friendship is, because friendship leads into family creation, right? Into a family. So Satan will manipulate you and put people in front of you that you think are your friends, and they're not your friends. They're not your friends because they're there temporarily only while you're shining. They're not your friends because they're your associate. You're supposed to pick things from each other, and then that will be the separation once the things are learned. They're not your friends because they're your followers until they find the next person that does it better than you. And it's okay because your real friend is God. Now, if God is our real friend, right? Why is it that we look for comfort in other people? It's a human trait thing, right? But we're supposed to have self-control on God. I know you will fill this void. And he will put people in front of you that you don't have to question about their friendship, their loyalty, their meaning of why they're around you and stuff, right? Because people, when you are around people, you start acting like them. There's nothing that you can change about that. Nothing. It just happens. It doesn't matter. And we're not made to be, a lot of people is just like, my circle is really tight. That's good. As long as you have more than just you, your circle can be tight. My circle is big. I got a lot of people behind me, you know. But who got your front? And do they really got your back? Or is it you carrying them and they're tagging along? You have to pay attention to who you keep company with. I have a good thing, right? I have this thing of saying, right? I would chill with anybody, but I don't invite just anybody to my house. If you come into my house and every time you come into my house, this energy just, you ain't coming back to my house. And I might test it because sometimes, you know, the devil plays with you because that might be a good friend. And the devil thinks that he's going to manipulate you, right? He tries to push away the good friends and keep pulling you towards the ones that you have no business being friends with, right? And I'll test, right? But when it happens multiple times, you have to make sure you listen to what God's telling you to do, because he's telling you close that door. It ain't the devil, honey. Knock, knock. It's me at the door. Answer up, right? So I have I want to say 3 or 4, right? 3 or 4 verses, right? So in Proverbs 18, verse 24. A man who has friends must himself be friendly, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. That is God, you guys. Now, I don't think I'm bookmarked the one that actually says having too many friends, meaning as you have too many friends is bad. And this is the thing that I say this all the time, right? Like my son says, he's my best friend. He's my best friend. You can only have one best friend. I learned that the hard way. And I ain't never had a best friend because I learned it the hard way. But see, this is the thing. When you understand your worth in life and your purpose in life, befriending just anybody is not an option. You can feel bad for them. You better pray for them. But they don't come into your circle. You don't welcome them into your family vacation. You don't welcome them into your home because they're not a friend. So in Proverbs 22, verse 24 to 25, but it goes all the way down to 29, so make sure you guys read it, right? It says, make no friendships with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. That means, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are, who you will soon to become. There's nobody in this world that you can be around and you will not gain their energy. It just won't happen. You have to understand that who you keep around, who you listen to, that's why it's just like they said, what you eat is what your body becomes. What you listen to is what your mind thinks. That's why I fill myself up with gospel music, with slow R&B back in the day that teaches about love and prosperity and stuff like that, you know, in my podcast. That's why every time you come in my house, you turn on the TV, the first thing you have to change the channel because the first channel that goes on is TBN. Because I don't want to ever get caught up on, oh, yeah, look at this show, right? My main thing is when I wake up, if I choose to turn on my TV, it's because I want to listen to the gospel. I want to be influenced in any kind of way I can. I want to be around people, but I don't have a lot of friends for the simple fact that they're not on my level. It's not that I'm better than them. It's just that who I used to be is not who I am anymore. And who I used to be is not who I want to be. I don't want to smoke green anymore. I don't want to drink every single day anymore. I hardly want to drink at all. And when I do, it's only red wine. I don't want to curse. I don't want to gossip about people. I don't want to, manipulate people to get what I want. I want to be at peace. And at peace is making sure that I pray for people, that I help those in need when I can, that I serve people the best way that I can. That means if I can compliment you, I'm not going to keep it to myself. I'm going to let you know you look real beautiful. And I might be more beautiful in whoever's eyes than you, but I feel as though you're beautiful right now. So I'm going to tell you, or you look beautiful, or you have a nice pair of sneakers on, or a nice shirt or something. And that is serving people. And you have to know that if you don't have friends that are going to pick you up and they're going to serve you and going to be there through thick and thin, they don't deserve your time. They don't deserve the title of that's my friend, because who your friends are, they become your family, and the devil comes after the family creation. So if you create a friend zone, they become your family. He's going to attack them. You guys got to know how to work together for you to make sure you're not you're not going to go down. Because when you believe in God and when you teach the word of God and when you are teachable to the word of God, you're attackable. You're attackable because he sees, oh man, she's getting it. Oh man, he's getting it. Man, I got to try harder now. But at the end of the day, if you don't allow yourself to be around just people that you're carrying, when you are being attacked, your friends are going to pick you up. When you are being attacked, your friends are going to be like, hold on, girl, this ain't nothing but the devil. We about to pray and rebuke him out of this situation because that ain't for us. The next verse is, okay, let me see. Ezekiel. Man, how do you say it? I had it when I was taking my notes. ECCLESIASTES, right? So go there, chapter 4, verse 9 through 12, right? And this little passage, right? Let me see if I can show you. This little passage right there, the title of it, right, is The Value of a Friend. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But who to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. And the threefold cord is me, you, and God, Jesus. Why we always going to need people around us. We're always going to need our friends. We're always going to need people to encourage us, to prosper us, to let us know when we're doing bad for us to do better. John, chapter I thought it was chapter 2. Oh, okay. This is about chapter 6, verse 2, right? This is in regards to followers, right? Even Jesus had followers. And this was a great point that this guy had put on his podcast. It says, then a great multitude followed him because they saw his signs, which he performed on those who were deceased. And Jesus went up to the mountains, and there he sat with his disciples. Even Jesus' disciples turned their back on him, right? And they followed him only because they seen his works. He made the water stop. He spoke to the sea. He walked on water. He woke up the dead. He fed 5,000 people with 2 loaves of bread. You know, like, how is it that he can do this? Oh, man, he got good works. I'm going to follow him, but I'm only going to follow him until I see somebody better. The crazy part is they never got to see nobody better, and they still betrayed him. So be careful on who do you allow yourself to encounter, entertain with, following you. The next and the last one is Gentiles. I believe that's how you say it, right? Galatians. Chapter 3, verse 26. For you are all sons of God through faith in Christ Jesus. If we are all sons of God and he calls us friend, who else do you need? Just be careful on who you keep around you and who you call a friend. Because remember, your real friend, he's always there for you. Through thick and thin. He's pulling you out of situations that only you know. There's situations in my life I've never shared with anyone, and I'm just like, God, it was only you. It had to be only you. Who else had the power to do that? Remember, believe in yourself. People only going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And in life, we all try to hold on to things, but sometimes you got to let go because God is closing the door for you for a reason. And he won't dare open up another door while you have another one cracked. It doesn't work like that. Believe in God. Understand that you're better than the devil. Understand that he loves you unconditionally. And understand that no matter what, you're protected by grace as long as you believe that God sent his only begotten son to die for our sins. You don't have to work for his love. It's already given to you. All you have to do is believe and receive it. Take care, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button.